is Nibs here, and in this video I'd like to show the filling of the Conklin Crescent fountain pen. This is a exact replica of the pen that was produced at the turn of the 20th century by Conklin, advertised actually by Mark Twain in various magazines and newspapers. And the modern version comes in 4 colors or patterns. This one is called the Red Desert Stone Marble, and we have the Yellow Blue Marble. Creative name, I know. We have the Spring Green Gold Leaf Marble, which is a mouthful, and Midnight Black. Now the Conklin is a fairly good sized pen. It's 5.5 inches capped. It's 6 3/4 inches with the cap posted. Sorry to keep turning this around just so I can get the Conklin name on the clip. Might be a little dizzying. I apologize. And here's Mark Twain's signature on the cap band. And it's 5 inches with the cap held aside. Comes in 3 nib sizes, B, M, and F. But I find that the Conklin nibs run a little small compared to the average Western nib. So a B to me is more like a medium. The M is more like a fine, and the F is really close to a typical extra fine in the West. So what is obviously unique about this pen is the crescent on it. It says Conklin on this side, and I can't quite read that looking through the camera on this side, but hopefully you can see it. And this is long before the lever fill or the piston fill, but it has a sac in it like a lever fill would, and it was designed that this little locking ring would turn until it was in the up position. You could then depress the crescent. You can hear that. The ink sac is depressed now, but it'll feel better in a moment when it has some ink in it. And releasing it creates a partial vacuum, allowing one to suck up the ink. So let's give this a try. This is Private Reserve Rose Rage. Doesn't quite match the color of the pen, but we'll do it anyway. So the way I would start is to depress the crescent so that the sac is deflated. Put the nib, feed, and part of the section into the ink and release the crescent. Let it suck up ink for 4 or 5 seconds. Do it again. Release. Probably 4 or 5 times in total to get a full charge. We won't do it that many times here in this video, but basically when you see ink bubbles stop, you know that you're done. Then you want to turn the locking ring back into position so you don't accidentally depress the crescent. And we'll just wipe off a little bit of the excess Rose Rage there. And let's see, we'll write a little bit with it. This must be very, very interesting for all of you watching. You're right. But I think this time I'm going to write the entire quote before reading it. And it's a little hard to write when I'm behind the camera. Okay, almost finished. One last sentence. All right. This was actually the copy of the ad that ran in newspapers. I prefer it to 10 other fountain pens because it carries its filler in its own stomach, and I cannot mislay it even by art or intention. Also, I prefer it because it is a profanity saver. It cannot roll off the desk. Mark Twain. I always wanted to be able to sign as Mark Twain. So there is the modern reproduction version of the famous Conklin Crescent filler. Very neat series of pens.